Hi, everyone. This is Anne O'Connell from OC Publishing. I hope you're all having a great day and staying safe and healthy. And you're warm wherever you are. Shout out to all of our Texas friends, and hopefully everyone is warmed up again and power's back on. But we send you lots of love and prayers to keep safe. So today, our author journey, I'm so excited. We're going to be featuring a very dear friend of mine who I met, oh my gosh, more than 10 years ago in Dubai. Her name is Padmini Sankar, and she has most recently released her first novel called The Mother of All Parties, set in Dubai, and I'll let her tell you a little bit about it. She is also the author of a family bio called The Family from Padma Villas, which I had the pleasure of editing. Padmini was actually one of my very, very first authors that I helped hopefully bring a beautiful quality product to life. This is The Family from Padma. I love that cover. We're going to get Patty to talk a little bit about design of her books and things, and I'll show you also. It's going to be hard to see The Mother of All Parties. I don't have a hard copy yet, but I'm promised a signed copy from the author. So without further ado, live from Dubai, I'm going to bring Patty in to join us. And here she comes. Hi, Patty.
Oh, hello, everybody. It's lovely to see you, Anne. And I mean, contrary to Texas, the weather here is just gorgeous. Dubai, I mean, you've lived here, and it's kind of spring, and it's beautiful. Yeah.
Well, and we're quite international today. So for me here in Nova Scotia, Canada, it's Atlantic time, and it is 10 a.m. And for you, you're just almost ready for supper. It's 6 p.m. in Dubai, isn't it?
That's right. That's right. And for my friends in India, it's 7:30 p.m. So,
oh,
yeah.
So still plenty of early enough for everybody to join in.
Yes.
So one of the things that is really exciting, and I think I talked about it in the promos leading up to our interview today, is that you recently participated in the Emirates Literature Festival.
That's right.
That must have been, what a great honor that is. Can you
Oh,
tell
yes.
us, tell us a little bit about that experience and how it came about?
Oh, well, it was really, there were four of us debut authors from this region, and we had just all very recently published our books. And I mean, it actually came out of the blue, the invitation.
Oh, how nice.
Which is really nice. Of course, I'm a member of the Emirates Airlines reading book group also, but this was something a bit of a surprise. So it was really nice to get an opportunity to talk about my book, especially as it pertains so much to Dubai life. And I mean, this is the actual cover, you can see it's a pinky pink Dubai-ish cover. Yeah.
That's beautiful. And so tell us a little bit about the reaction that people have had to The Mother of All Parties. I loved the book. I lived in Dubai for 4 years, as you know, and also for everybody that's joined us this morning, Patty and I were in a group called Flamingo Writers. It was a writers group that I started when I was living there. And when I read Mother of All Parties, there was a lot of familiarity in some of the scenes. So take us through a little bit of a synopsis of the book and then the reaction that people have had to it.
Right. Well, yeah, it's about a woman called Pam, who's a socialite, and she wants to throw this party, which is better than her rivals. She's got an arch rival called Honey. And Honey's always poking at her, putting her down and so on, as not being sophisticated enough. And, Pam is new to this game, so she says that I'm going to throw the mother of all parties. Both of them are going to celebrate their wedding anniversaries. So she says, I'm going to throw a party better than hers. Now, This is the overarching theme, but under it it's actually got much more meaning. It's not just parties. She's getting got a lot of obstacles come her way, like an ex-flame who re-enters her life, and then her daughter who gives her a lot of trouble.
Her daughter's a
Yeah,
teenager, right?
her daughter's a teenager, and so on. And then at the end, it's like she realizes it's so silly of her to be bothered about this. I mean, I don't want to give any spoilers here, but yeah, that's what the book is about. And as far as the reception goes, well, I've had lots of 4 and 5 star reviews, so I'm quite happy with that.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
whoever's read it has enjoyed it.
And
Most people.
I should probably give a shout out to your publisher. Share with everybody who you were published by.
Yeah, I was published by it's a duo. It's Ravinder Singh and HarperCollins India.
Hmm.
Um, Ravinder Singh is both a publisher and an agent. I think he publishes along with in conjunction with HarperCollins. So I mean, yeah. So I mean, they did a tremendous job. Really helped me in making this book, the best that it can be.
Can I add the art where I love the cover? The cover um, is not what you would often expect, but it's so eye-catching. I love original art. Tell us a little bit about how that came about.
Yeah, well, the cover. Uh, I think for most authors, they should go by what their publisher tells them about how to make the cover because they know better. Because right in the beginning, when Ravinder and HarperCollins sent me the designs, I didn't immediately say yes to this
Mhm.
because I said, "Oh God, it's pinky pink." There's so much pink. And then really it's so pink. And then Ravindra told me, he said, no, this will stand out like when it's being sold in the airport
Mhm.
or in the railway station or wherever in a bookshop. It's
Mhm.
it's very, very eye catching, and I'm so glad I abided by their judgment
Mhm.
because yeah.
We talk
So
a lot about color, in the publishing process, and of course, there's lots of pink in some of the books that I've published. Uh,
oh yeah.
and it's all about mood. It's all about, like you said, what catches the eye as you walk by, and that kind of thing. So tell us a little bit about your writing background. People are probably very curious to know, how did you go from writing, a family biography to, what's been called a fun romp through the life of a devised socialite. So tell us how that evolution occurred.
Yeah, well, I started off writing quite late, actually. I mean, like most people, I always wanted to write, but life got in the way, kids, family, and blah, all that. So finally, when my kids left home and I had all this time to myself, so
Nice.
that's when I did many courses also in writing. I loved writing. It was something I always loved to do, and I'd lost my mother also at that around that time, and I felt that I had to write something in memory of my family, because it's a marvelous story, and my dad's side of the family and my mum's side of the family, and I felt it had to be recaptured. And yes, and that's when I decided to write this book, for which, of course, Anne, you were very instrumental in getting it out, getting it
So
published.
my pleasure. And I remember a conversation that we had, Patty, when you first brought a couple of chapters to the writing group. And you said, I'm really just writing this for my family.
Yeah.
And I said, well, let me take a look. I read it and I'm like, of course, I'm very inspired by and drawn into learning more about the Indian culture. I've studied, I'm a yogi. I study, yoga practices and things like that. So when I read it, I said, there is definitely an audience for this book. And
Right.
I'm really pleased to have seen it. And, I just have to also share with people, and I don't know if I can find it, I meant to find it. Your grandfather, was it your father or grandfather who actually had a meeting with Gandhi?
That's right. That's right. Uh, he did well. It wasn't a meeting so much. He wrote to Gandhiji about a substitute for cow's milk. You know, Gandhi. We call him Gandhiji because it's respectful. So Gandhiji wanted a substitute. He was against any animal product, and milk is in a way an animal product. So my grandfather had suggested coconut milk, and
Mhm.
Gandhiji wrote back a very rude letter. I
Oh
mean, it was
no!
very cutting.
Oh no!
So I mean, so this what's it so I reproduced that letter. That letter is in my family. It's with my sister, I think, right
Mhm,
now.
mhm,
But that was it was they were very turbulent times. And my dad, of course, was in the, he was he joined the RAF because they were under the British.
mhm,
And I must add, there's a part of this book about my aunt, the family from Padmini Vilas,
mhm,
where she goes to Borneo as a young bride.
mhm.
And I wrote a short story about that, and it won a prize in the Historical Writers
Oh,
Association
nice.
Dorothy Dunnett competition.
Very.
So yeah, so it was it was a very fascinating time, period in those days, which I tried to recapture.
Oh, and you certainly did. I was riveted. Actually, it's one of those books that you go back to, and I always, of course, I'm very happy to have a signed copy of this book. So I always keep
Yeah.
my signed copies, but this would be one even if it wasn't signed, and even if I didn't know you, that would stay in my bookshelf. So explain. You said you took lots of writing courses, and of course, the process of writing your first book. If it was anything like my experience, once I wrote that first book, I loved the process. I mean, you
Oh,
really
yeah.
have to embrace that sort of daily writing, the idea of creating an arc, a story arc, and sticking to it for a long period of time. So, how did that inspire you to continue on?
Well, the family from Padma Vilas was more of researching.
Hmm.
It was a lot of research and writing, of course. But again, because I met with success in this with this book. Well, success in the sense that I was not really interested in commercial success. Like, it's not that hundreds of people had to read it and it had to be right up there on among the Amazon bestsellers. But it was my family
Hmm.
who absolutely loved it. They devoured the book, and
Hmm.
and so that really inspired me into continuing with my writing. And it went on. I mean, it's 7 years since that I published my second book,
Right.
but the 7 years was spent in writing every single day practically. you
Awesome.
know
And so what is your writing process now that you've that's a lovely segue. All writers have different methods of staying on track and what keeps them going. What's your process?
Right. Right. Well, my writing process is, I mean, I try to write every day something.
Mhm.
Like, it may not be part of my story. It may not be a story. It may not be the novel, but it may be a blog. It may just be even an Instagram post, or
Right.
it may be something on Twitter.
Mhm.
Like, you have to get it within those 140 characters, or
Yes,
I
that's a
think
challenge.
now it's a bit more. But it all this does kind of discipline your thinking. um, so I do try to write almost every day. It's not that every single day I write.
Hmm.
I sometimes have days when I don't write anything, and um, uh, or I'm traveling. When I'm traveling, I don't write. But it's not that I'm thinking. It's not that my brain is
No,
dried up.
a lot of writing in our heads, don't we?
Yes, yes, it's a lot of writing in our heads.
So
Yeah.
how long did it take you to write The Mother of All Parties from start to finish? The first
From start to finish, the
draft.
first draft to the till publication, 7 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It started off as a NaNoWriMo
Okay.
story,
So let's
and
explain for those of you who don't know, NaNoWriMo is National Novel Writing Month, and it's a challenge to write a 50,000 word novel in 30 days. So that's how my first book came out. So that's really cool to hear. So
yeah, yeah, and then I mean, left it behind because I was writing short stories and stuff like that. And then I went back to it. It took me another, I mean, it took so many drafts till I got the voice correct and the
right.
point of view, you know.
So
So
what are you working on now?
I'm working on a sequel to The Mother of All Parties.
Ooh,
So let's see. Yeah.
okay. And featuring the same main character?
It's featuring the same main characters. Yes, the mother and daughter. Yeah.
Oh, very good, very good. And how far along? What's
Well,
your hope?
just started. I've just started. So,
Okay,
you know, let's see.
okay. And where can people get your books?
You can get my book in Dubai. You can get it from Magrudy's.
Hmm.
Um, Otherwise, you can get it on Amazon. Go to Amazon.com or Amazon.ca in Canada or the UK. It's available on all these sites, and I think as a Kindle version, it's available. I think if you buy a hard copy, it takes a little bit longer to arrive.
Well, I
But
know
the
that,
Kindle,
yeah, both Kindle and print are available on Amazon Canada. I did notice that. So
yeah, yeah.
ordering my copy and then hoping to see you so you can sign it.
Yeah, well, yes, of course. Your copy is on the way. Yeah,
Oh, yay. Don't forget to sign it. And if
yeah.
anybody wants to follow you on social media, where can they find you?
Oh, well, I have a Twitter account and an Instagram account, and it's Padders at Dubai.
So
So if you go to
Padders.
PADDERSATDUBAI, Padders at Dubai,
So
both Twitter and Instagram, or you can go to my Facebook page, which is Padmini Sankar author.
author, excellent. And you also have a website that people can visit,
That's right. It's padminisankar.com.
padminisankar.com. So I'm going to put that in the chat here. So that's PADMINISANKAR.com.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so somebody is saying hello to you. I was just going to say, whoever's watching, please feel free before we sign off to ask any questions to Pat.
Yeah.
Yasmin
Now,
Masud. Hi, Yasmin.
yes.
It's
Hi,
so glad to
Yasmin.
see you.
Hi, Rohini. Rohini is my sister. Yeah.
Oh,
Hi.
hi. So nice.
How do I respond in chat? Can I respond in
You,
chat to them?
yes, you should be able to. There's a chat box at the bottom. You see the chat box?
Uh, well, well, I don't see it, but anyway, they can see me, so I'll just say hi to them.
Hi.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
and Shobana Raj says hi,
so
Pat.
hi. Oh, it's so nice to see these familiar
Nice to see
people.
all your faces. So
Yeah, Yasmin and
excellent.
yeah.
Well, I'm so happy that you were able to join us today on our author journey. Um, I know that your insight and experience that you've shared will be very valuable. And like I said, I loved your books. I haven't can we get the short story collection as
Um,
well?
I don't know about the short stories because they have a very very limited
Okay.
number of copies, so I'm not very sure about that.
Okay.
But the other two, I'm sure you can just on Amazon. It's easily available.
Excellent. So just to recap, we have The Family from Padma Villas, Padmini Sankar's the biography of her family in India, is historical biography. I loved it. And then we also have, can you show the cover of The Mother of All Parties?
Yeah, sure.
That was just recently published by HarperCollins India and Ravinder Singh, who is Patty's agent. And oh, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Patty has also signed her agent to research movie rights. I hope I was allowed to
That's
say that.
yeah. That's the exciting thing.
Yes.
I have signed film rights, but I don't know right now what kind of film. Is it going to be TV or a web series or Bollywood? I don't know.
Oh my
Really.
God. Okay, I want to go to the premiere. So
Yeah, of course. Yes.
first ever,
For
first
all
ever
my
editor.
friends. Yes.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Patty, for joining us. And just remember, everybody, if you want to join Patty on social media, she's on Twitter and Instagram, Patters at Dubai. That's AT, not the at sign. Her Facebook page, Padmini Sankar, author, and then her website, padminisankar.com. So we're so excited to have had a chance to chat with you. Thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule. And we'll be watching for it to appear on the big screen or the little screen. You know, a
Yeah.
lot of us right now are streaming at home. So hopefully
Yeah.
we have lots of opportunity. And when that happens, we'll have you back and we can talk about that.
Course. And thank you, Anne, for giving me this platform to talk about my book. And, you were my first mentor.
Uh,
So, yeah, thank you so much.
it's my pleasure. And thank you everyone for watching. So nice to
Thanks,
see
everybody.
all of
Thank
your
you.
friends join us, and we'll be able to re-air this at a later date. So
Yeah,
we'll talk to you soon. Bye for
thank
now,
you.
everybody.
Bye. Bye.